crack. Hello and welcome to another episode of Between Two Cracks with me, Francis Peck. Only you might be thinking you're not at somebody's place. Well, this third episode is a special one. And with the cracks, well, we had a bit of different cracks today. That was crack one, and here is crack two, my car. So there you go, a special episode that I'm here in one piece. No one got hurt except a little bit of metal cracking. Now everything started out perfectly fine this morning. I was going to test my Bialetti coffee. How long could it keep warm? So I made that at 6 o'clock in the morning, and now we're 9 o'clock in the evening. So I get to test this, and it's even has a crash test right in the middle. I mean, this is quite special coffee. So I'll first guide you a little bit through the coffee, which has its own peculiarities. We'll do the tasting, and then I'll actually talk a little bit about the science behind car crashes and how mine happens. So let's start with the coffee. The coffee that I roasted this Sunday was from Uganda, and it's very different compared to the ones that I had before, roasted before, in the sense that just from observing the green beans, there's a lot of variance in here. I'm not an expert yet. I would say that doesn't seem to be of high quality. And of course, with also this very variable roasting process with the popper, what comes out of is a big mix of different flavors, which we can see here. So actually I did try to go for as light a roast as possible. And then I did 20 grams of this, poured it in my V60, and my V60 I poured in my Bialetti thermos, which I was having a nice cup of coffee. Like, I have to do 2 hours of commuting, so after 1 hour I was having a croissant and a cup of my own coffee, and then, happily took off. And minutes later, well, that mess happened. So, but it still smells a bit warm. It's not cold, so it's not cold water at this point. A bit hotter might be agreeable also, but not bad. I should say I like my coffee crash, not stirred. Not bad at all. But I'm not going to do that again. Knock on wood. My God. Okay. So that, despite the variability in the beans and in the roast, for V60 with this kind of very light roasts, it is pleasurable, especially being able to enjoy this from home and not from a hospital. Okay, so now let's go into the physics of the crash. What happened exactly? So we're on a 2-lane highway here. And on the right lane, there's many trucks. Too many, but hey, for some reason we're all ordering in, package having to be coming from everywhere. Now on this highway, during the working hours, there's actually, it's not allowed for the trucks to come onto the other lane, but they all ignore it. Can you believe that? And what happens then is, let's say, it was very busy. So, the left lane was also filled with trucks. So suddenly you get these trucks and they just don't care for anything because they're big and they're like, "Oppa, here I come." And then suddenly, this is like a straight highway, nothing special, but because of these incidences, they all hit the brakes. And then if your distance isn't big enough, well, you end up in the ass of the car before you, which is very unfortunate. And what happened to me? Now there's a second part to this equation, and that is that I'm driving with a false sense of security with my Volkswagen's adaptive cruise control. And the problem is, I figure, the minimum setting of the distance there is still good enough, which now I can really vow clearly it isn't. So don't use the minimum setting. Take my advice on this. But the reason I put it, I really like my distance. Actually, I really love distance. But people don't get that. Most drivers don't get that. So what would happen when I was using the default very safe setting, which is at quite a large distance, you're actually in this kind of busy traffic, you're doing the maximum allowed velocity. And there's no, even people that want to break the law and want to go far. That's not possible because it's too busy. But still you have these very nice people that come right into your ass and start blinking their lights. And even though, they should figure, well, his speed is the same as the one before, he's keeping a safe distance. No, that doesn't go. So they would pass you by the right and insert here, and then your adaptive cruise control starts braking and going for it. It's very annoying. So you put it to the minimum distance so that these crazy people don't try and do that. But then that distance is not far enough. So I would say Volkswagen, increase that minimum distance. It's not working. It wasn't working for me. Thank you. And of course, this video I actually want to end on a positive note. A shout out to my colleague Bert from the company I believe where I work. He came and picked me up from the towing service so I could still have a full day of working. We work on text mining, natural language processing, very philosophical. At some point I'll actually link that in the coffee science part on the Coffea Ciencia sub channel. Let's see how that will evolve. At any rate, enjoy your coffees. Don't drink too much in the morning. Don't get too excited while you're driving. Keep a safe distance and stay healthy. Hope to see you next time. Bye.